Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought, you know what? It's the weekend, and I do want to play a little Master Duel. And what better deck to play than Enneacraft? I do want to play furries. You can see like a sneak peek. Like I'm actually starting to craft some of the furries, but we are playing Enneacraft today. And you guys saw in the previous video, I was attempting to showcase Subspace Battle. I actually did make some misplays with this card, which I was not aware of, and you guys let me know in the comments. So thank you for that. There was one duel where like I grabbed the Orgia with the Subspace Battle because he was revealing hand traps, and I actually forgot that you can actually use the Pendulum effect. So that could have actually maybe even won me the duel. So that is definitely a misplay on my end. I do still don't like Subspace Battle. I don't think this changes much about the card because the card itself was just never really that good. And you guys are gonna see in this video, I actually bumped up Tail to 2, and there's a reason for this. Usually this card sucks, okay? But because we are at the moment in Platinum, because I did not play last season, we got demoted all the way to Plat, which hasn't happened in a long time, I'm not gonna lie. So there's a lot of Mitsurugi and decks that love to pop. So I thought, you know what? Tail at 3 might actually be cooking. And this card has actually been very good. And I've been loving it in Platinum. So I'll keep playing it until it falls off. Maybe in like mid Diamond or like Master. It's probably not going to be that good anymore, so I might as well just take it out after. And the other thing is, I made a post where I opened submissions for you guys' deck lists for Enneacraft. So if you guys don't know about this, basically I'm making a series where I let you guys submit your own Enneacraft deck lists because lots of people have constantly like said in my comments, especially Enneacraft, more than any other deck that I play, they always say like, "Oh, you should try this card out. You should try this. You should try that." And I thought, you know what? Because I can't like make a video on every single card. What if I open submissions for you guys so you guys can send in your deck list and I will exactly copy your deck list, and I will make a video on it of me like playing it unranked, and obviously the picking will be completely random. And if you guys really enjoy that series, maybe I'll make it something weekly like the Chaos one. But yeah, if you wanna submit your deck list, you just join my Discord, and then there's like a sub Dex Enneacraft channel, and then you can just post it over there. And if you don't know like where it is, just like ask in the Discord, and I'll let you know. But yeah, so this is the deck list we will be playing. I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking after this video that maybe I'll actually replace these two Cloud Beasts, or maybe replace at least one of them and play some other synchros. Someone told me that you can actually make Yummy Way, is it? The Yummy Synchro? Well, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just literally any one of them, I think. So you go Anima for a Link 1 with one of these, if you already had, like, one of these on the field previously. Then you go Anima plus one of the another level 1 that you can normal summon to go into this. And then this plus one of the level 9s. There's a lot of setup to this, but then you can go into Psychic and Punisher, which was like, what? I did not even think about this as a possibility. I mean, this is one of these things where it's like, it's just extra deck cards. So if it comes up, it comes up. And you don't use these anyways. So I was like, you know what? This is actually not the worst idea ever. I might actually try this out. So maybe we'll just like slap that in our deck and see if it ever comes up. But yeah, in this video, the best thing that happened is we got demoted to Platinum because I have had some very cool duels and very awesome interactions in this video. You guys can see lots of very good duels, and you don't typically see that in Master because you just always get FTK'd. So that's all it is, just FTK Turbo. So these are actually real duels. So if you are like an Enneacraft enjoyer, I think you will definitely enjoy this video because you will see like interactions you probably haven't seen before. So yeah, that is it for the deck list. So let's actually go watch some of the replays. I think I have around like 5 or 6. Let's see. You guys thought I would say 6 or 7, didn't you? So let's actually start off with this one. So I think this was against Branded. This guy, I mean, this duel was quite long. So yeah, the duels against Branded are always quite long. So yeah, that was one of like the craziest duels I played this season. I think it was that one. So opponent goes Oliver. He is going to search a spirits or high or brand fusion. Okay, goes high spirits. Then goes Fallen of White. Okay. If you already have Albas, why would you grab high spirits? I don't know. Maybe you want to grab like Mercurier. I mean, you can do a lot of things with high spirits, but this also probably confirms to me that he has something else that he can reveal. So maybe he can like add a Cartesia in case like I Joel or something, but like this deck doesn't care about Joel. And he's planning on like synchro summoning, so that's why he probably didn't grab Brand Fusion, which is correct. And then he goes Ecclesia, synchro. Okay. He also dumped a Devour here. I don't know about this actually, because if you dump Devour, what typically happens is if I Joel you, you don't get to add Fallen the Virtuous off this. You might actually have to completely pass on Fallen Virtuous unless you already have it. So I'm gonna Harmonia this, get the Ecclesia Synchro out of here. And then we can send a Wind Pegasus. So if you don't have like a turn 0 play, you just send Wind Pegasus. In some scenarios, I think Cloud Beast would also come up if it's good, but in this case, like I don't want to spin this back to the hand. It doesn't really do anything. Okay. Yep, that happened. He goes Thrust into Grass. So let's see what he mills here. Mills Serenir, Albion, and then Branded Opening and Branded Sword. Okay, that's a lot of stuff here. He can go Serenir, send Retribution, then go Albion, send, yep. And then he can add it back to the Retribution. Then he wants to go into Alba. That's completely fine. And then let's see what he does. He goes Branded in White. And then activates it because I already stopped his Ecclesia Synchro play. He can't go Branded Fusion. And we don't know if he has Cartesia already or not. Probably does. Okay, goes for the Golden Sword Soul, revives back the Ecclesia Synchro. Okay, that's actually a good play. Nice. And then he is going to add back the Fallen of White with the Branded Sword. Add back Fallen of White. Is he revealing it? Yes, he is. Okay, that makes sense. Because if he had a target and he still make that play, that would be kind of weird, right? Unless he wants to fuse with it. Because you can just save it for like something else like Mercurier or whatever. Fuses with Nibiru. This guy plays Nib. Guys, he is trying to counter you guys playing Self-Space Battle. That's why he's playing Nib, it seems. Yeah. Alright, goes Garura, draw 1. I think he drew into like something insane here, like Super Poly. So I was thinking his back row could be Super Poly and Droplet, which is insane, I know. But we'll see. So it goes Cartesia add back and Ecclesia add back, and he can set a Fallen the Virtuous after he sends Albion here. Yep, pops his own card, and he can add Branded Fusion as well with the Alba Natus in the end phase. Okay. And then goes Quem, revive back the Incredible Ecclesia, add Branded Fusion, and then set a Fallen the Virtuous, and he is gonna pass. That is a quite an insane board. Like, you can see Harmonia did not do much against Branded. What do we have to deal with here? I actually can't count the interruptions because it can be super random. But because he grass, like he has tons of advantage. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Also, another crazy thing is this guy is actually playing double Retribution. I haven't seen that in quite a while in a 40 build. I mean, I play 2, but not in a 40 card build. Like, I play 50, right? So, yeah, that is definitely interesting. Maybe he's playing 50, actually. I don't know. Oh, he is, because he went grass. Yeah, okay. That's completely fair. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reveal the Trito, I think. Now, I know he doesn't have Retribution, so this is not something I need to worry about, because there's already 2. 1 engraved, 1 banished. So these cannot be Retribution. Unless he's insane, he plays 3, which is, like, impossible. This is FNV, and I'm thinking one of them is Super Poly, and then the other one's unknown. Could be Cold By, could be a Bluff, like High Spirits, could be multiple different things. So he's going to trigger this. I'm not going to chain the Mar. I'm going to normal set the Oaken Area, and then we go set place the field spell. He goes banish the Wind Pegasus. This is actually quite interesting. I actually forgot that this can also just banish. It doesn't have to special summon it. So he can just get rid of Wind Pegasus here, which is actually a good play. And then we are gonna go Trito. Let's see if he goes FNB. He does not. Okay. Maybe he's worried about like a Pixia. So we're gonna go release for a Alazonia, and then we're gonna search a Rebirth. Now here I was thinking this guy might actually have Ash because he's not doing anything to these. So I activate Rebirth to see if he would Ash, and he doesn't. So it's like, what is this guy waiting for? I don't know. So we're gonna go Okinaria, add a Tromeria, and then we are gonna scale it. And then we haven't used this effect for still. Reason being is these cards I had scaled were actually weak. I did not want them. So we spin them back, and then we can spin these back to the hand because they're actually very good. Like Okinaria can trigger a lot in the end phase, and shuffle back all of the resources, which is very, very good. And then Tromeria would also be very nice here. So we're gonna go FMB. Now, thinking back, I thought this actually might not be the best play in case he has like a droplet or a super poly, because he can then chain it. But I did want him to activate just so I can trigger my cards here. So let's see what happens here. So I'm gonna let him activate, sure. And he goes Albion Sacked, and I'm gonna negate this because this he was attempting to probably go into Chaos, Star Source, and then pop my cards. And then I think he can chain link block it with the Serenir as well. So then I wouldn't be able to stop his Chaos. So I had to negate this, and then he does have Droplet. Okay, now I did make a video teaching you guys how to play around Droplets. So in this case, I actually did play around Droplets. It's just Super Poly that was a problem, because if he has Super Poly, he can just fuse with this. But watch this, okay? We already have the setup for, I think, for Droplets. Okay, yep, nice. You guys are gonna see. So he is gonna summon, nice. And then he is going to activate the, this is gonna be Chain Link 1, okay? Now this is permanently negated as long as it's face up on the field here. And then he's gonna, sure, banish this, summon his OG Albaz to fuse with the Serenir. And then the Fallen Virtuous doesn't do anything here. Chain Link 1, you Chain Link 2 reset, because what's gonna happen is he will have to fuse with this now. If he doesn't fuse with this, he has to go Dogma probably, or like Albion into something else. He can go Albion into the Chaos, but he has to be playing Chaos. I think some people actually did cut the card. But if he doesn't, what's gonna happen is I get to flip this face down on the higher chain, which I'm doing right now. So after he fuses, this is still gonna flip everything face down because it wipes off the negates. So this actually forces him to either fuse with it or go Super Poly on it. So let's see what he does. He's gonna activate to fuse. Okay. And then he changed Super Poly. I don't know why he did this. This doesn't make sense because you either fuse or go Super Poly, right? But this guy actually went Super. Plus that. And it fuses with it. I don't know why he did this, to be honest. Like, he most likely has another Albion, right? There's no way you play one Albion. You have two Albions, right? You go Albion into, like, Chaos Star Source, if you play that. If you don't, like, at least just go Albion. Yeah, that play did not really make much sense to me, that he chained both. But, okay, sure, I guess. So reset has no effect, and Amar is obviously going to be negated here. And then we're going to activate the Rebirth to actually summon our Alazonia. Because he was going to shuffle it back with the Devour. So might as well just summon this for free. And then if he activates anything to add, we can trigger it. Goes Blazing Cartesia, and then that is fine. He is going to recycle back his other Devour and the Albion. You know, actually looking back, because he's playing double Devour, and he's also playing this and the Alba, I don't think he has the room to even play Chaos. What do you guys think? And Garura, like, he's playing lots of cards that usually I don't think are played. There's no way he has room for Chaos, right? I don't know. Maybe he does. Who knows? So I'm gonna go Battle Phase, attack over the Cartesia, so he doesn't fuse. I don't think he fused. So now we can attempt to spin back, and then he is gonna go FNB, which we do know he has. I couldn't stop this. I wanted to save the Mar for this, but I couldn't because of this. Again, I don't know what he was playing. If I knew he doesn't play Chaos, I wouldn't chain the Mar to his Albion. I would just save it for the FNB. So in the end phase, he goes a Retribution. Now this does trigger my Okinaria. So this is why Okinaria is very good. And I get to shuffle back all of his cards here. So we're going to add a Pixia. Cool, he adds back the Branded White. Now we can shuffle back his, I think, Cartesia, and I keep the Ecclesia in the grave. Yep. Shuffle back the Ecclesia Synchro, and the Ecclesia was kept in the grave because he already has another one, so it doesn't really matter if I shuffle it back. He's gonna add it back to the hand anyway, and then the Wind Bomb is not really doing much here. Adds back High Spirits, yep. There's too many to shuffle back. If I had double Okinaria, then maybe. Okay, we can actually still survive, which is insane. So let's see what happens. He goes Fallen of White, and then he is gonna revive the Incredible Ecclesia. And then he is gonna go Synchro into Ecclesia Synchro again. Activist Quem revives OG Albaz. This is what I was waiting for, because now when he attempts to fuse, he has to discard. And then I go FNV pop it. Okay, and then we can send the Ecclesia as well. So if he doesn't go Devour to get rid of our Ecclesia, we can use that as a board breaker on the following turn. Pop his Albaz, fizzle his fusion, then he goes Branded in White. Now he can go into Mirror Jade. Yep. And then I can't stop this. He can just banish one of my face downs, most likely. Yep. There goes Alzonia. And then we still have the Orgia. So if he attacks, we can actually pop one of his cards. So he goes Sword Souls. Now, okay. Here, I feel like you always go Sword Soul effect first, and then you activate the Cartesia from hand. I think you want Cartesia first, which is gonna trigger my Orgia. So that was definitely a mistake. Because he could have popped one of these cards and maybe actually went lethal here. But because he made it in this order, like I can go Orgia, pop this now. And then he goes Mercurier on this, which is the wrong effect, because you're negating the effect to add, not the effect to pop. And this is like what's is good about Enneacraft. People don't properly understand your deck, right? So they will make misplays like this, and you can capitalize off of this. So we're doing that right now. We're gonna go Orgia, pop his Sword Souls, and then he's gonna summon Dogma, so we don't pop his Cartesia, but I wasn't popping Cartesia anyway. Goes Devour, and then he doesn't shuffle back my Ecclesia Synchro. I think he forgot. Or also, he was very low on time. He was attacking super fast. He didn't even bother doing anything else. So, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he didn't activate the Sword Soul first. So that you can see, like, immediately goes End Phase, triggers these super fast. Yep. And then I don't think he even triggered the High Spirits. I don't think he used High Spirits this turn, but he probably did not have time whatsoever. So we have 6 counters, and we can actually win here, which is insane. He has only, like, maybe 1 interruption, maybe. So, and we're going to check it with the Traumeria as well anyway. So place the field spell, and then we can add. We still have life points to pay. We have 1 more add here. We can add Mar just in case he goes for something. And then we are going to do this. Now, if he triggers, I can actually burn him to death because of Okinaria. So I'm going to see if he actually activates the Ecclesia Synchro before I shuffle it back. Because if he does, I flip either one of these face up. And then he gets absolutely destroyed, right? Because I would trigger this. He goes Ecclesia Synchro, activates whatever he summoned, maybe Albaz or whatever. Then I chain this. That's 2 more cards placing counters. So this is going to be at 5 and this is at 5. So I'll have 10 counters after that. And then we're going to add the Okinaria so we can summon it. And then if he triggers anything in grave, which he's doing right now, we are going to flip this face up. Now we get more counters. Now we just need 1 more flip to win. And he actually sees that and he's like, oh shit, I can't activate anything else in the graveyard. Otherwise I lose. Because now I'm going to go resets and then flip down the Okinaria. So he's actually checkmated if he activates anything in the graveyard here. So he has to just pass on this. Even if he activates Albaz, he loses. Literally cannot activate anything here. Here, he has to pass. Shuffle back his other stuff. You can see I deliberately actually kept his High Spirits and some of these cards that like trigger in the end phase. Just so he can play into Okinaria. And if he doesn't, that's fine because he loses out on the effect anyway. So it doesn't matter, right? So he doesn't. Look at this, 800 life points left. Now, if I had Leon, which I actually do here, if he adds anything, Leon would actually be able to kill him. I can force him into Leon as well with these, right? But I don't have Rebirth to summon it, unfortunately. So he goes Cartesia. We're gonna flip up the Traumeria. And then this would actually negate the Cartesia, or whatever he summons off of Cartesia. We're gonna add Tail. Alright, so let's see what he does here. If he chains, whatever he summons gets negated. If he doesn't, Cartesia gets negated. Okay, that's fine. And you know what the thing is? I have Mar on the field. I made sure to have Mar because Mar is actually going to destroy him. He doesn't know which one is Mar. If he attacks over Mar, he's fucked. He won't be able to lethal, and then he dies in the end phase. So he goes Aliber, and then he is going to add, sure, Brand Fusion probably. Yep. Then what do you even go into? Like, okay, either he was low on time or he has no more Albazes. Fallen of White, Albaz, one more Fallen of White, and it's over. Yep, he has nothing else to send with Brand Fusion. Both Fallen of Whites are gone, and the OG Albaz is in grave. So then he attacks over this, more counters, and I can also shuffle back his stuff in the grave, which there's really not much to shuffle back. He's already cooked here. Sure, and then he attacks over Mar. Mar flips everything face down. He can't even swing over it, it's too big. And then you can see like everything is gone because I shuffled back his Ecclesias, right? And because of this, his dogmas are no longer unaffected, so they get flipped face down and he loses here. Yeah, that was an insane duel. It did look like we were losing. But because he made some misplays, we capitalized off this and we were able to actually snatch a win. So that was quite insane. Now let's watch this one against, I think, Orcust. This one was also a very crazy duel. Alright, let's see. So he is going to go first. Okay. Let's see his deck. He's playing 40 cards. Okay, our hand looks... We actually have a turn 0 play here. So I made a very risky play, but it's not a bad play. It's a 50-50 play. So if it works out in your favor, it's actually going to help you out a lot. If it doesn't, then it depends. Because it might not be able to help you, but it will make your opponent weaken their board so that they can play around it. I'll show you what I mean. So he's going to go for this. Now, this is the best time to actually Harmonia this board because I can push the Orcust Nightmare into the back row. We will check the deck list after. I should probably make a note just to remember. But I think he was only on 1 because I don't think he activated another Orcust Nightmare after this. Maybe he was only on 1. Let's see. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were on 1 or 2, like in this deck. I don't know what they play. So what I do is I go Harmonia, pop the link, and then send Packbits. Push the Orcust Nightmare into the pen scale. This is also, like, every single play you make can actually have an impact on the duel with Enneacraft. So I push it into this scale, which means if he has impermanence, he actually can't, like, imperm this slot right here. Because he will know I'm playing Enneacraft here, right? Then he would just place imperm in the pen scales. So this at least would be blocked off. So it would be safe. Especially if he has double imperm. Okay, and then we are going to trigger the Rebirth. This is all turn 0, by the way. Summon Pixia because they have a lot of targeting effects. And the Link 4 actually cannot take the Pixia unless it's face up. So he is going to go for the Galatea. Okay. Now, I was thinking, should I summon Pixia or not? And I thought yes, because with what his board was looking like, if he goes for this, he's actually in a very bad spot. Because he has to pick whether he wants to send the Pixia to the grave or one of these, or attach. And he has nothing else, as you can see. Like, nothing in grave and literally nothing else, because this was pushed into the back row. So he actually thought for a very long time, which confirmed to me that my play was actually correct. And there's a possibility that he was only playing one of Orcust Nightmare. And then he chose to go attach, which confirms to me that I made the right play. He was like, well, shit. I can't send this because then I won't have anything engraved. And yeah, he needs the harp here. So let's see what we do. He is going to activate the Link 1 to revive. He also has a Crescendo, I think, which he's set with the Galatea. Sends a Folas, adds a Crown, which does nothing against our deck. So I'm going to immediately flip up this in case he has like an Imperm or something. Then he goes Maxi. Yep, unfortunately, like the only way, like, you know, most of these decks are beating me at the moment is just Maxi. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. At least it's not Ash, so I'm not gonna complain. All right. So he's gonna go Okinaria. I'm gonna go Okinaria to search a Orgia or the Trito in case I get it. And then because he went Maxi, I was thinking probably not Joel. He probably doesn't have it, hopefully. Then he goes reset. We're gonna place the field spell, and we are going to trigger it to spin these two back. Still doesn't activate anything. We're gonna go set Okinaria and then activate this. Now, if he activates anything engrave, which he doesn't have, but he can detach the harp, and then that would be live when I go battle phase in a second. Then we can actually trigger the Okinaria, and then we can add whatever we want and also shuffle back his stuff. So this is actually going to be very good in a second. So it doesn't matter what cards you add here with the small scales. Okay, so we're going to go Alazonia, and then we're going to search either, look at this, double Rebirth and a Leon. I really wanted Rebirth here because my other one was used on turn 0. So we're going to use this one now. And then he's going to go Crescendo. Alright. That is completely fine. So now we get rid of Crescendo, which is good. And then we can Synchro. When have you guys seen me make a Synchro play with Enneacraft? Now, I was thinking, can I lethal this guy? The answer is no, because this protects, unfortunately. Otherwise, I still don't think it would have been lethal. I do need another monster. Now, this right here, once per turn, you can destroy as many other special summoned effect monsters on the field as possible with attack less than or equal to this card. So you can nuke also your Enneacrafts to burn him for 500 each. Now, I think this only counts face-up monsters. So, I think I do miss lethal here. Yeah, I do need another monster. So he's going to get a draw, which is fine. And then we're going to attack over him for 3k and then attack again. He's going to detach probably the Orcust. Nice. And then now my Okinaria is going to be live probably. And then we're going to go Typhon. Maybe I should have put this in the extra monster zone just in case. But it's fine. He gets another draw. And then he does play into it here. He goes Harp. We're going to go Okinaria to add. And then the Pixia is actually a huge problem for him. So we're going to shuffle back his stuff here. Look at this. Chainlink 1. And then this is Chainlink 2. Okay. So whatever he sends off of the Orcust Mech Knight, I can actually just shuffle back. So let's see what happens here. We're also going to chain reset to flip down our Okinaria. Nice. And then we shuffle back his Crescendo and the Harp. And this. Now, if he triggers this, I actually get to activate my Okinaria again. That's why I kept it engrave. Nice. So I can add a reset. And then he's going to summon something, Crown, sure, who cares. And then we can shuffle back the Word Legacy and the Link 1. And the Fool just to maybe brick him as well. And then we can inflict some damage here. 36, like we were so close, guys. One more flip and he would have died. But I don't have anything else to flip. Obviously, I did make some Synchro plays and like the Typhon, so I can't special summon anything else. No, I don't think any of them would Mar. Okay, Mar would have been activatable actually. But I still think that this was the correct play. Yeah, if I had triggered Mar in response to this, I would have probably killed him. So he's gonna go Link 1, send the Harp, okay. And then he is gonna banish to special summon from deck. Goes for another Girsu. Send a Symbol. Now Symbol cannot activate, and then he goes Mech Knight. Now Mech Knight can activate. The thing about this is it targets banished cards, and this only says you can't target grave. So unfortunately, he can still target this and then take control of one of my cards. So he's probably going to take Pixia. Yep. And then he goes Simple Skeleton. I don't know about this play. Because I think you go Dingirsu and then you send one of my cards, and I think you have lethal. You attack with this. Yeah, that is just lethal, right? He missed lethal. Unless I'm missing something. Like, this can't be summoned, right? It was summoned properly. Instead, he goes Crescendo. Yeah, I don't know why, to be honest. Attacks, and then he is going to attack with this. And then attack for 26. That's just, yeah. He missed lethal. Once again, I will take this. Again, it's always Max C. Like, Max C is, like, really annoying. So going for a Synchro play, like, under Max is probably better than summoning all of these and getting, like, giving them so many draws. So he is gonna activate Crescendo. I was hoping he would activate Crescendo, but I didn't think he would activate it this early on, like, the first card I activate. So that is, like, insane. I will take that. We go release, add back Okinaria, and now I can summon the Mar to check whatever this is. And then we are going to go reset. Reset's actually going to negate this card. I can negate up to 2 cards because I already have the field spell on the field. and we can negate the field spell and anything else. And then if he change, we go Mar, and we need to do this play right here because it will give us counters, so we can burn him to death in the end phase. That's the only way we win this turn. Kins the Link 1, that's completely fine. And then he adds back the crown. Okay, who cares? And then we can negate and destroy, and then we can negate the Babel. And then we can also spin this back, just so we can check whatever this is. Set another Mar, and then set these. We can also add a Tail, just in case he has an Ogre. I don't know. Maybe he has Ogre. So we can't search anymore. This is it. 900 life points, and we win. He actually... Okay. That's insane. So I thought, you know, people were only toxic on Edo Pro where they run the timer down. This guy ran the timer down on Master Duel. I've never seen that before. That's so salty. Yeah, I mean, I'd be mad too if I lost to Enneacraft. Like, if I was like a Orcust player, obviously. Yeah, that was kind of insane as well. Now, let's see this one against, I think, Millenium. Alright, it's really cool that we can play against like other decks other than like FTK Turbo. Maybe I'll just say it in Platinum. What do you guys think? Like, these rules are actually very good and they're very fun as well, as opposed to like Master where it's just like literal hell. And it's not even fun to play, right? There's no skill. It's just like activate Joel, activate Floodgate where you can't play the game. Like, there's no skill in it. Whoever goes first wins, basically. Okay, we actually have a turn 0 play here. We once again have Harmonia and Rebirth. Nice. So, if I'm not mistaken, they do actually play the Link 2 that can set a Ajuron from the deck. So if he goes into that, I can actually go Harmonia. He does. It's the Silhouette Rabbit. So now we go Harmonia. We want to pop this because this is actually a monster negate. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can send one other face-up level 5 or higher monster card you control to the grave, negate the activation if you destroy it. Now, he doesn't have a level 5 or higher at the moment, so it's not live right now. So, perfect time to go Harmonia. So, the best thing is to send Wind Pegasus here. When we pop it, it can choose to go into the back row instead, which is fine. Now, with Wind Pegasus, if he goes for the trap to nuke everything, this is going to trigger this, and then I can shuffle back his Exodia. This should have been the pen scale. This is definitely incorrect. Okay, he's gonna reveal all of these. Nice. Goes the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnates. Alright, and then he's gonna set the Exod Fire of Rage. Okay. So he has a board wipe and then a Juron and then a spell trap negate. I'm gonna make a crazy play here. And you can only really make it if you have like double rebirth, but you'll see. So we're going to go activate Pixia, set Mar, and then we can activate a Rebirth and see if he responds. He does. Usually what happens is that they think you bricked and you need the Rebirth to resolve. So they tend to actually negate these with like Ash Blossom or whatever they have. So yeah, this is a W for me. I'm not even going to respond to this actually. I do want to check all of his cards. I could respond to him theoretically to negate this. But then he can chain the Exod, pop everything, and then I can activate this to shuffle this back, but then the Exodia stays on the field. So I do want to out all of his cards, and there's a way to do that here. So let's read this real quick. This says you can only activate one Rebirth per turn. He negated the activation. So I can activate another one. Nice. And the thing is, like, I actually don't have any plays at the moment. I do need to get like a small monster. And now when if he activates anything like Exod or whatever, I chain Mar and I win. So look at this. Chain Mar, he has to go Exod here, so I don't flip him face down, but it's too late because now Wind Pegasus triggers. He's going to pop the entire field. Okay, nice. We negate the Ajuron and pop it. And then he already used the Exod, and now we can shuffle these two back and hopefully draw into a play. Nice, we draw into two plays actually. And then we trigger the Wind Pegasus, shuffle this back. And now we outed his entire board. Now we can go Orgia, and we can just play. Speed this up. We go Alzonia, and then we are going to search. Grab a reset, and then spin these two back. You guys need to see like this play right here, because it's really fun. So we're going to go release for a Tromeria, and then we are going to scale a Okinaria. And then we are going to, look at this, okay? I'm going to add another Alzonia. Okay, I think... How many Alzonians were here, actually? Okay, we actually had 2 Alzonians in the deck. I think I revealed Mars because I could also just flip him face down with one of the rebirths. But if I get the Alzonia, that would be better. So you guys need to see this. I have no big monsters, right? But look how insane this play is. So all he has to do is activate something to add. And he's fucked. Okay, goes activate this to add a forbidden one. This is very risky because if I go Alazonia, banish one of the Exodia cards, he can't activate the spell, what's it called? The Millenium Ankh, to go into the Exodia for the rest of the turn. So he's actually fucked if he goes into that. So let's see what we banish here. Add Leon, and then he adds this. Let's see if we snipe him. We actually sniped the Ankh itself. Alright, he can grab another one though. So we are going to activate another Alzon. Now, Alzon is insane against this deck because all of them add, right? These add in the back row as well. So we're going to add the tail. And then we are going to banish another card. Let's see what we banish. And we also chain the rebirth. Okay. I misclicked here. What I should have done, and I was attempting to do here, is actually activate double rebirth. So you can... This is not once per turn in the grave. So I activated one, and then I had to activate the other one as well, and then chain reset. This is game over. On the spot, game over. Why? Because I'm banishing a card right now. How many cards does he have? He has 3 cards, right? One gets banished off the Alzonia right now, and then the reset is going to be on the higher chain. So it's actually going to flip these two back face down, and then the chain continues to resolve. The second rebirth resolves, actually flip up the Alzonia, and then the first rebirth that I'm activating right now is going to trigger also to flip up the Alzonia, the other Alzonia, I mean. And then we get to 2 more banishes, and this is the rest of the 2 cards, and he has no more cards in hand. Nothing else, he loses. What do you guys think about this play? Disgusting, right? We just hand ripped his entire hand here. Actually insane. Yeah. We're forcing them face up. Look at that. The final card should have been the other rebirth, if I didn't misclick. And yeah, that is just absolutely insane. And then we burned him to death. Yeah, that was kind of crazy, eh? Yeah, very fun. This is what, like, the kind of duels I enjoy playing. But, yeah. So, let's see this one against Tearlaments. Alright. Now, with Tearlaments, sometimes they have a lot of gas, but Okinaria typically takes care of that. So, let's see. The Athel can also go quite crazy if they play into it, with like all the chain links in the grave. So we're going to go Athel set, and then we're going to go Orgia, and then we're going to add a Chomeria, and if he has Joel... Oh, he does have Joel. We still have the field spell, so we're fine. It's not the best board, but we still played around Joel. So we can set a rebirth in case he pops it. And then we have like Tail, Atel, Orgia, Tromere. It's actually like it's a typical board. Maybe we're missing like grave stuff, which would make this board better. But the rebirth could go to the grave as well. So he's gonna special summon. I'm not gonna chain Orgia to this because then if I pop this, it will trigger. He had Solik again. Nothing to really chain here. I'm not gonna chain Tromeria as well. It doesn't do anything. And then we let him go into the Hobness. Now we can chain this because we can negate the Kid Kalos. So fuses with a Tear Cash, goes into the Kid Cal, and then we can negate it, and then we can also push this into the back row. So he can't use the second effect of this. He goes Exile Knight. He thinks this works because it's worked every time. But guess what we're playing? Oh, I can't see here, but we're playing Triple Tail. So we just flip Tail. He was actually thinking for a while. He was reading this card. He was like, I didn't know this card existed. Like, I've never seen anyone summon this card before. Yeah, because no one plays this card more than one. We're going to protect everything. Then now, okay. He has to get rid of Tail, because Tail is going to kill him because it destroys Tearlaments. Anytime a monster is sent to the grave, he takes 900. You guys just tally and see how many it takes and how many they usually send to the grave. And see how fast he dies. Takes another 900. Oh my god. He's at 44. He's probably gonna die. But this guy had like a get out of jail free card in his hand. Impermanence. Ah, almost, guys, almost. So he is gonna go Lacrimon, then he goes for the Engraver, and the Engraver can send one of the cards. He sends Atl. I think he was being careful not to play into Atl. And we do have a Rebirth Engrave, by the way. He popped it, I think. So we can trigger the Orgia now, and then we can chain the Rebirth, and then we can set a Mar, because he has to go Battle Phase, right? Otherwise he can't win. And he's basically going to be checkmated here with the Mar. He has to go SP, and if he goes SP, I have another turn. Okay, goes Lacrima. That's whatever. And then he is going to go into the Pilgrim Reaper. He is trying so hard here. If we had gotten like another Rebirth, that also would have been very funny. Because then I can put Leon on the field as well. Okay, so he's going to revive. Fairy Tail, no effect. Goes Undying Legion, which is one of the new cards. It's pretty trash, honestly. And then he's going to go SP, banish my Tremeria. And then he is going to inflict 1200 and pass. Okay, set 1 pass. He is very cooked. He is very cooked here. So we're going to go release, and then we're going to add back the Orgia. This is the only level 1 skill I actually have here. So I need to use it to search. I know he has nothing else. This is like, I don't think it's anything. It's just like a trap. Maybe Sulik or something. No, Sulik is a grave. Maybe, I don't know, Crime or like one of the tier traps. So we're going to summon both of these in case there's a big chain here. And then I can just win the chain. There's no possible way he can beat all of these. It's impossible. Because if I activate something, he chains, I go Leon, and then he chains this. I can negate with this, and then he chains like Emperor or whatever. I chain Mar and negate. Like, it's just impossible for him to win the chain. So I'm fully protected with this board. And then we can spin these 2 back, and then we can go, look at this, guys. I was tempting to summon Okinaria in case he triggers anything in grave, and he foresaw that, and he triggers this early. Which is fine, because now it plays into the Leon, and then he chains SP, we go Atom to get the entire chain. Bye-bye, and spin back his back row, and then we can spin back our cards and resummon them. And then we can scale this. No. This is insane. We tribute summon Atel, because I know he has Fairy Tail Snow, which he can activate Engrave to block lethal. So I couldn't have attacked for lethal. So I thought, you know what? How about I force him into the Okinaria to gain counters? And then he has to stop one of these because he would just die. And I would, I think, be able to also inflict 3k, but let's see. Actually, no, I think he blocks it. Let's see. Because he can activate twice. I think so. So we're going to trigger the Okinaria. Yep. Now, I think I attack over him, and then I can attack for 3k, yes. And then I can actually burn him to death with this. Let's see what I do, actually. Oh, yeah, he flips it face down. That's why. Yeah, I was thinking, like, wait, I had lethal? How? Because he flipped it face down, this loses the attack. So I have to attack with this, and I can't inflict 3k. And now we shuffle back his Engraver, so he has no follow-up. And you can see his grave is just literally nothing. And then Fairy Tail can't even activate. And I have 2 counters on Orgia, which is going to burn him. And then we can activate the Trito that we added off the Okinaria, so that we can search whatever we want. We get the Rebirth. Shuffle everything back. Keep this for the counters. And then we can, we got Pixia, which is awesome. And then another Okinaria. Beautiful. And then we can just set this in case he pops it as well. And we can flip this face up whenever we want. So if I see that he's milling, I can actually, like if he summons, I can flip this face up inherently, or the Pixia. Mainly the Pixia, because then he can't target his own cards. And that will absolutely destroy him. And then he goes Heartbeats, which I think he top decked, and then we're going to flip this up, banish it, final card in hand, win. GG's. Yeah, Enneacraft looks crazy, doesn't it? Okay, and then final duel against ninjas. I haven't seen this deck in a very, very long time. Again, it's very good to play against like other decks than just Floodgate Turbo. Alright, so I'm going first. I have Max C. Okay, beautiful. You guys think it's gonna resolve or not? So we are gonna immediately set the Orgia, and then we can special summon our tail. This is just in case they have Ogre. Or Harmonia, because if I chain this and then they go Harmonia, I can actually protect it with the tail. So we're going to go release, place the Tremeria, and then we can add. So we get the Alazonia, then we spin these 2 back to the hand, and then scale the Alazonia, grab another Orgia or a Trito. and then we are going to get the Orgia, scale it, and then we can add Pixia directly. Now, I did not grab Rebirth here. I couldn't afford to grab Rebirth. It was either I grab Rebirth or the Pixia, and Rebirth would be just a gamble. And I was like, you know what? That's not a good play. I will grab Pixia, which is a guaranteed interruption. That will be very good. And then the Max C can actually draw into the Rebirth and the Harmonia. And then I can make that play with Harmonia pack bits. So, and that's if Max C resolves. That's like the thought process. And then this board is actually quite solid. I'm actually happy with this. So he is going to go Ninja Master, sure. I'm not going to chain Maxi just yet. Now, okay, we chain Orgia first because I can pop this and then see if he ashes the ad. Because some people actually do. And if he doesn't, I go Maxi. And surprise, lo and behold, he does not have Called by the Grave or Ash this time. Impossible, right? So we're going to pop his card. He goes Ninjutsu to set, I think, from the deck directly. And then a field spell as well. We're going to keep drawing. We added the Rebirth directly with the Orgia, just so in case we draw into Harmonia, we will immediately have this play available. But you actually draw into another one as well. So he is going to go banish my field spell and Chainlink block it, so I can't respond to the Pixia, which is fine. Like, this only delays his inevitable defeats. So he's going to target now, and then I'm going to actually chain the tail. Now, tail, if you don't know, tail doesn't care who is getting popped. As long as a card is popping a card on the field, I can trigger this. So because he was popping himself, I can trigger the tail, and then now all my cards are protected from card effects. And then I can draw again. And then he is going to go into this. Okay, we actually drew into Harmonia. So if he activates anything else, I would have been able to make that play as well and stop him from leveling. Now this allows him to attack directly with his ninja cards, but he doesn't have enough. And he would have played into these, and this would also negate this. Like, yeah, he's in a very bad spot. Flip up Pixia just to stop any targeting effects, and then we flip this up to negate this, and then he's going to chain. We go Harmonia. Now, I typically say do not activate Harmonia ever if it's your turn. But if you have Max C and you have all these cards in your hand, you have this board already established, you can actually make an alternate play, which I'm showcasing right now. You go Harmonia, you pop it, and then you go Cloud Beast, and then you spin back the the field spell. And the good thing about making this play is, like, we have tail face up on the field, so anytime any of these go to the grave, he's actually going to take 900, which is, you need to add that to your calculation for lethal. Okay, so if we attack over this, he's also going to take another 900. So we flip this face up, change it to attack, and then we flip up the Okinaria in a second. Okay, get access to the field spell, get Mar, and then we are going to flip this up first, shuffle back his stuff, just in case he can, like, revive from grave with one of these. Then we tribute set the Mar, just in case he has something in the back row that's going to be, like, triggering on attack declaration. Then I can just negate it and completely stop him. Then we're going to add back the Tormeria, and then we can go back this. Now, if I don't lethal him here, because he has something, I can just go field spell and lethal him with these, because I have 12 counters. So I had 2 encounters here. So we're going to attack, he takes 900, he triggers this, I chain Mar, negates, and now we have 14 counters, and then we can attack for lethal. And he scopes. Yep, nice. Yeah, so honestly, been quite fun playing in plat. Maybe I'll just, like, stay in plat. What do you guys think? Just, like, get to diamond and then just stop playing every season. But yeah, if you guys want to copy the deck list, this is what I'm playing at the moment. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you guys want to submit your deck lists for the series that I'm doing, feel free to join my Discord and send your deck list in. And just give, like, a brief overview of, like, what that tech is, like, doing for the deck. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.